One takes years to master, the other's a magic trick. The game just turns on God mode for a split second. I've been training, fighting, and coaching for roughly 15 years now, and I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt with 8 amateur fights under my belt, 4 in Muay Thai and 4 in MMA. Between all the sparring, the drilling, and the live fights, I've had something around the realm of 10,000 strikes thrown at me, and I've learned how to not be where they land. Still, I do get tagged sometimes, but that's the whole skill, making the other guy miss. So every time I play a game and my character just phases through a sword or breezes through some fire and takes no damage, it feels fake to me, because it is. Let me show you why, and what real fighting would do instead. Here's the trick games use. They're called iframes, or invincibility frames. For a split second during your supposed dodge, the game just turns off the damage. You roll straight through the blade, fire, or whatever else is happening and realize that nothing happened. It works like throwing the blanket over your head as a kid so the monster couldn't get you anymore. You're not actually avoiding anything. The game's just flipping a switch. Invincibility on and invincibility back off. And it pretends that you're safe. If you're reading any of the game dev forums, you see people calling it a developmental crutch, laughing about rolling through fire in full-plated armor, and they're right. In a real fight, you don't phase through an attack. You have to make it miss. Your body isn't where the strike lands, and you got there by moving out of the line of the attack, not along or into it. That's not just more realistic, it's more interesting, and let me prove it. A thrust travels in a straight line, so you don't back up, you step off the center line by a few inches. Their attack sails way past you, and you're right on top of your opponent. A game could make linear attacks slippable, rewarding the read with a free counter. A high sweeping attack, you're just going to go under it. With a weave or a roll, the blade is just going to pass right over your head, making it readable, terrifying, and it teaches players to watch the weapon, not just to smash a button. Maybe if you're a little more skilled and agile, instead of weaving forward, you can lean backwards, getting underneath one of those high sweeping attacks. This is one of those moves where your feet don't move at all, just your upper body and your head off of the attacking line. You're still going to be right there as soon as their attack sweeps by you to counter, but lean back into someone who's committed to moving forward and you're probably going to eat that one. But that's where pivoting comes into play. Big committed swing, don't run, just step left or right away from the attack, pivot your body 90 degrees so you're facing your opponent, and now you've created an angle. While they're stuck in that forward commitment, you now can attack the temples, the liver, the legs, whatever's open on your opponent. A beautiful defense that ends in you with a better spot than where you started. And of course, the bread and butter, the pull. You step back just enough to make your opponent miss just by a few inches. Then again, you are in beautiful position to immediately push back and punish your opponent for overcommitting. It's not a 5-meter gymnastics roll, just one step, sometimes two. This is the dodge that I would build. A short positional step. No invincibility. You're safe because you moved, not because the game cheated for you and turned on God mode. Now, you're thinking, that's real life fighting, dude. You can't slip a dragon's tail. And you're right. You scale it up, and instead of a slip, you have a sidestep, maybe a flash step. I'm building a Souls-like that gets this right. Dodges based on real player body position, not invincibility frames. And once the slip mechanic's complete, I'll make an entire video breaking down how we made it work inside of Unity. Hitboxes and all. So send me a game where the combat feels wrong, or maybe even right. Drop a link to a clip and I'll break it down with roughly 15 years of fighting and coaching experience. Just don't expect genius. There's definitely some brain damage up in there. And next video, I'm building the dodge out for real. No iframes, just positional movement. It's going to be in my own game. So subscribe if you want to watch a fighter find out whether his own theory actually holds up. See you in the next one.